Right, year 10. Let's go through what we did last week and see if we've got any common errors. Hopefully, you got your mark anyway. Hopefully, if that worked, I think it might have done. But I can give you a bit of, a bit of reasons why some of these are common misconceptions. So number 3, practically everyone's getting, these definitions. Yeah, it's a population. The number of organisms of one species in an area is a population. A community is made of many populations. Again, it's a word that's used differently out of biology is community. So yeah, the community of my garden would be all the living species there. There's a population of grass, a population of dandelions, annoying dandelions, a massive annoying population of dandelions that I'm working on. Number 4, which one of the following is a greenhouse gas? Everyone got that? Perfect. Carbon dioxide. Methane's not an option, but would have been right as well. Yeah, everyone's getting detritus. Again, you use the word detritus in your answers. Really good. Producers. Yeah, producers make their own food. So algae and plants are producers. Cows are primary consumers. They are herbivores for some of you who put them. No one put the virus that's annoying the world at the moment. 7, which greenhouse gas is produced by the digestive systems of some animals? Again, everyone got that. Methane, brilliant. Peat is only partially decomposed because, yeah, the pH is too low. It's acidic. So, yeah, too high will be alkaline. Neutral is neutral. Well, yeah, it's acidic. Remember, I stop my onions from going off by pickling them. They're in, pH 2, aren't they? Yeah, so we pickle things to stop them going off, so we know that low pH stops things from going off. Admittedly, high pH would stop them going off as well, but alkalis tend to dissolve fats as well. So, like bleach is a high pH, and it's good for like dissolving grease and things. So, yeah, you won't have a lot left. It'd just be sludge left. 9, sludge, technical term, sludge. 9, the location where peat forms are anaerobic because, yeah, it's down to waterlogged. Yeah, it is at high altitude. As it tends to be at high altitude because, highish altitude. But yeah, the reason why it doesn't decompose, yeah, it's waterlogged. Water stops oxygen getting in. And we'll see how on today's lesson how if we dry peat, it can cause otters to die. Again, well, to otters' death too in a minute. Number 10, what ecological term is used to describe the removal of trees? Everyone got that. Deforestation. Again, a word to use in your answers. It's a word in the syllabus. So as we get you more exam ready, you use those words. Which group of organisms feed on waste material? It is decomposers. Parasites feed on living things. If I had head lice, that would be parasites. They'd be sucking my blood, but I'm alive. Yeah. So feed on waste material. If it's waste, then it's decomposers. 12. Oh, good one. It looks like we're there's a playing Simon where you used to like follow the colours. You used to like go red, blue, green, orange. You used to follow their pattern. Maybe that's just me. There's bound to be a free Google Simon game where you follow the pattern. Anyway, it looks a bit like that puzzle. Anyway, that's nothing to do with what we're doing. Which of these conditions does not speed up biogas production? Yeah, does not speed it up. So yeah, well done, 9 of you got it right. You need anaerobic conditions. Otherwise, it would just do aerobic. If it had aerobic conditions, it would make carbon dioxide and water. You're not making methane, and therefore you're wasting your time. So methane's made faster if it's warm, moist, and yeah, if your detritus is pulverized, so it's got a big surface area. So yeah, you need anaerobic conditions for biogas production. 13, methane causes global warming because, yes, it is. Most of you got it wrong. Brilliant, yeah. So most of you got it wrong. 20 of you put it stops sunlight from escaping. Yeah, sunlight comes to Earth. Sunlight doesn't reflect back. It's not as if the Earth's a mirror and it's reflecting the sunlight back. The light comes in, it heats up the Earth, and then hot objects emit infrared radiation. So yeah, you need to be really careful on this. I think you do a lot more about global warming in chemistry. We kind of like mention it in biology a bit, but yeah. So it doesn't. stops sunlight from escaping. It stops energy from escaping, but it does that by absorbing infrared radiation. So normally the infrared would emit back into space, like on the moon. You know, the sunlight hits the moon's surface, it warms up, and then as soon as it turns away from the sun, it emits that heat energy back into space again. So it goes hot, cold, hot, cold. Here, yeah. So again, be really careful. Well done, those two of you, because most of you got that wrong. Which is my aim. I want you to get stuff wrong, as I say a lot. Yeah. So it's no bad getting stuff wrong. My speaking's appalling. No bad. Right. 14 everyone got right. It is trophic level. Again, a word to use in your answers. We're practicing terminology. Biodiversity is a measure of how many different species in an area. 6 of you put how many organisms in an area. Yeah. If I went to a football game again and there's loads and loads of humans there, 20,000 humans, you wouldn't say this is a lot of high biodiversity, because we're all humans there. Okay, humans are a pretty bad example, because we talk about diversity in terms of groups of humans, don't we? But if my garden was just grass, it's the best lawn ever, I wouldn't say it's very diverse is my lawn. I would say it's diverse if there was grass, a thistle, a dandelion, some clover as well. Yeah, it would be more diverse. I don't want biodiversity in my lawn. I want it to be one species, just grass, so it looks nice. My neighbours get envious, and then I can feel superior to them because my lawn's better. It's how the adult world works. Yeah, you judge yourself on the quality of your lawn compared to your neighbour, or at least I do. Might be just me. Anyway, yeah, so it's how many different species in the area. So a tropical forest is really biodiverse because there's loads of different species everywhere. Go to a desert, there's a cactus and not a lot else. Or there's a little scorpion. Low biodiversity. Okay, and we're going to be doing more of this about biodiversity, so make sure we know the definition. 16, most of us got this right. 21, peat decays, it releases which gas? Yeah, carbon dioxide. A few of you put in oxygen. Nope. Methane, you need anaerobic conditions, so no methane is released. Even though we said it's anaerobic, but it only decomposes when it dries and that lets oxygen in. We'll see with what we're doing today about 16. To clarify that, once we've got that, which is the correct definition of an ecosystem? Yeah, it's a community plus habitat. Some of you put it's all the living things present and how they interact. No, that's more a community. The biotic plus the community, well, that's the community is the biotic, so that's the biotic plus the biotic. So an ecosystem is the biotic plus the abiotic. The posh word for the abiotic is the habitat, and the posh word for the biotic is a community. So it's red. So well done, the 19 of you. Everyone got that one right. 50-50 nearly. Plants photosynthesize during the day and respire at night. They don't. They respire all of the time. Everything living, remember Mrs. Gren, everything living carries out respiration. Why viruses aren't alive, they don't do respiration. So plants photosynthesize during the day and they don't photosynthesize at night. They respire all the time. You can argue it's written, well, that's what I meant anyway, but we need to be really careful. In a biology exam, if you wrote 19 out as a fact, you wouldn't be correct. Yeah. Plants respire all the time. And lastly, what's the monomer of a protein? Just chucked it in. It is amino acids. Well done, the 20 of you. Glucose is a monomer of starch or glycogen or cellulose. We've met cellulose, cell walls. We've met starch as well. We haven't really met glycogen yet because that's what we store. When I had my breakfast, I had my porridge. I ate starch. I digested it using amylase into sugar. I absorbed the glucose. I've then joined that glucose together again, and I've stored it in my muscles and mainly liver as glycogen. And then I've been for a run, and I've released that glucose to power my amazing run. That wasn't that amazing. A bit cold this morning. Nitrates are needed to form amino acids. So I can see why one of you might have put nitrates. None of you put carbon. That's really good. Okay, So your next task after this, it's watching my Explain Everything, where we're going to go through two or three ways in which otters can die yet again. Okay, I'm not down on otters. I'm just it's just memorable. Like Page Mr. Council is memorable, where amino acids are the monomers of proteins. Anyway, I shall leave it there, and I will see you again on Thursday. I'm losing track of days. It feels like, yeah, it's Sunday today, isn't it? Yeah. You're not going to know that because I'm speaking to you via YouTube. Anyway, it's Sunday today. Best of luck with everything.